Hello and welcome again to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Marta. Today is the 22nd of February and I have a little bit of rumour regarding the PS4, as according to a key executive at PlayStation UK, the supply shortage here in Britain is unlikely to be resolved until April. As you might expect, the Western games market has been very much gripped by a fever for the PS4, with the console selling far above the expectations for both EU and North America. Since January, it's pretty much doubled the sales of the Xbox One here in the UK. Now, this intense popularity does have a downside, especially coupled with the PS4's launch in Japan, and basically means that supply manufacturers are struggling to meet demand. And the UK managing director, who goes by the name of Fergal Gara, said to MCV, quote, "Based on what I've seen so far, I think it's going to be tricky until around April. You might get a fortnight or a week here or there where it is more available, but we should be back to free supply by about April. That's our best guess, but it might be a little bit earlier than that, or it might be a little bit later, but we'll get there." He then continued, quote, "Pre-launch pre-orders were obviously a strong indicator of what was going to happen, but they were so big that we were pinching ourselves and wondering people were pre-ordering in more than one place, and if some of those pre-orders were real. We were getting numbers we never imagined, let alone seen before, but it proved to be real." Now, of course, this guy is a PR manager, so he's going to be playing this up a little bit, but it's not out of the realms of imagination that, you know, the PS4 is very, very hard to get hold of actually in store. Now, it might be more available on places such as Shop2 or Amazon, that's what a few people seem to be saying, but in terms of walking to a shop and buying it, stock is definitely extremely limited, especially if you say live in a smaller town or what have you. If you live in somewhere like, say, I don't know, London or Manchester or Nottingham or whatever, it's probably a bit more availability just because there's a few more places to actually try to get it. But in a smaller town, those options just aren't going to exist. So I think it kind of depends on where you live and that sort of thing. But I'd say it's definitely luck of the draw as to whether or not you're going to be able to walk into your local game shop and actually pick up the PS4. Now, hopefully, of course, we get this supply problem sorted before the April date that Fergal has said here, but I'd say it's probably a pretty reasonable expectation given that, of course, they are just released in Japan as well, so supply manufacturers have that huge demand to deal with, as well as, of course, dealing with the already existing demand from the EU and the UK. So it won't surprise me if we do see it be around April, but I think that's not going to annoy too many people. I mean, some people might be sort of chomping at the bit to get their hands on a PS4, but I think quite a few people are sort of waiting for some of the other games to come out that have been delayed until that sort of time, like, say, Infamous Second Son and Watch Dogs and that sort of thing. So maybe it's not a huge deal, but of course, if you are one of the people affected by this, or perhaps in your relevant country, if there's a similar situation, do let me know whether or not, you know, you'd be happy to wait until then, or if basically the sooner the better. Be good to hear your thoughts. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.